Welcome to this explainer. I'm so thrilled you're here because we're going on a truly epic journey today. When most people hear the word Casablanca, their minds instantly jump to classic Hollywood, romance, and wartime intrigue. But the real story of this incredible city, it is so much deeper, way more dramatic, and honestly, infinitely more fascinating than anything you could ever put on the silver screen. Today, we're tracing the chronological history of Casablanca, uncovering its epic journey from a forgotten ancient settlement all the way to the bustling economic powerhouse of modern Morocco. Okay, let's dive right into this. Before there was a Casablanca, there was a completely different city standing in its exact place, a thriving, mysterious settlement known as Anfa. It was a place of immense wealth, massive fortifications, and, eventually, daring pirate raids. But if you look at a map today, the ancient city of Anfa is literally nowhere to be found. It vanished. So what exactly happened to it? Well, to answer that, we have to travel way back in time to understand the very soil this metropolis was built upon. Section 1. Ancient Roots of Anfa, the Mysteries of Tamasna. Long before concrete and steel dominated the skyline, the coastal plains of Morocco were defined by their rich, fertile earth. This area was historically part of a great land called Tamasna. It's a beautiful Berber term directly inspired by the geography itself, simply meaning the flat plain. And this flat, fertile region, specifically an area known as Shawiya, was an absolute paradise for pastoral activities. In fact, the very name Shawiya is thought to come from words for sheep or shepherds. Just imagine vast, sweeping green plains dotted with grazing flocks. It was exactly this agricultural richness that allowed the region to grow from simple sheep herding into a thriving hub housing nearly 40 cities and 300 distinct communities. And right in the middle of all this abundance, the city of Anfa was born. Now, the history of early Anfa is a complex, almost dizzying succession of rulers. During the ancient era, the broader region actually fell under the Roman authority of Mauritania Tangier. But the foundations of Anfa itself, well, they're a bit of a historical mystery. Some historians attribute it to the Romans or Phoenicians, while others point to the Borguitians. These were Berber tribes who settled the coast and built massive, imposing walls to fortify their camp against rival factions. By the 11th century, we see the very first officially recorded use of the name Anfa in historical texts. Fast forward a bit to 1260, and the strategically vital city was subdued by the Marinids, who really recognized its immense value as a regional capital. By the 13th century, Anfa had blossomed into a highly active commercial harbor, trading with places like Portugal, Spain, and Italy. Section 2. Destruction and Rebirth, the Fall of a Pirate Haven. You see, Anfa wasn't just some peaceful trading port. It had actually developed a notorious reputation as a formidable fortress for pirates. So we really have to ask the question, what happens when a global empire, completely frustrated by relentless pirate raids, sets its sights on a thriving 13th century pirate fortress? Well, in 1468, the answer arrived right on the horizon. The Portuguese king dispatched a massive armada consisting of 50 boats and 10,000 heavily armed soldiers. They dropped anchor with a single ruthless objective: total annihilation. The force was so devastating that the population just completely fled. The Portuguese soldiers relentlessly plundered all the wealth of the city and then literally burned Anfa to the ground. The pirate haven was absolutely decimated. The fall was absolute. Following those fires in 1468, Anfa became a ghost town. It was completely deserted for nearly 3 long centuries. But the rebirth? It's nothing short of miraculous. In the 18th century, Sultan Sidi Mohammed bin Abdullah visited the desolate site, and amidst the ruins, he found exactly one structure still standing. It was a single mansion known by the Spanish name Casablanca. Upon learning that the Arabic translation was Dar al-Bayda, or the White House, the Sultan gave orders to resurrect the city. He didn't just rebuild, though. He breathed life back into the ashes, constructing glorious new mosques, soaring towers, and establishing brand new social and economic institutions. Just like that, the White House was officially back on the map. Section 3. The French Protectorate, Engineering a Dual City. Moving chronologically into the 20th century, a French general named Léoty saw the incredible strategic position of this fortified port on the Atlantic Ocean. He envisioned transforming it into a prestigious economic powerhouse. To pull this off, he brought in an acclaimed architect named Henri Prost. Now, Prost didn't just want to expand the city, he wanted to control it with absolute precision. So the crucial point is, in 1914, he implemented a rigid, European-styled urban plan. His core principles were to check the random, organic subdivision of land that usually characterizes ancient cities. institute incredibly strict zoning and public health regulations, and clearly define major functional zones to match modern European standards. It was a massive feat of urban engineering, completely designed to handle a sudden influx of people and money. Prost's plan intentionally engineered a segregated dual city. On one side, you had the European city, boasting big sweeping avenues, modern cafes, and European facilities designed exclusively for colonists. And on the other side, he built Medina Jadida, designed with traditional architecture echoing ancient Fez or Marrakesh, and this was intended for the Moroccan Muslim population. But, human nature and economics rarely adhere to neat lines on an architect's blueprint. This artificially segregated design ultimately failed. Massive rural migration, driven by a combination of severe droughts in the countryside and a massive economic boom following World War II, caused the city's population to just explode well beyond these restrictive boundaries. Section 4. A global stage, World War II, and the Casablanca Conference. By the mid-20th century, Casablanca was no longer just a regional port. It was a focal point of international strategy during one of the most critical, high-stakes moments in modern history. And interestingly, the ancient name of Anfa returns right here, but this time as a luxurious residential district within the modern city. It was precisely here, hidden away in the opulence of the Anfa neighborhood, that British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt secretly met in 1943. While the world raged in conflict, these iconic world leaders sat in Casablanca to map out the Allied strategy for the next phase of World War II. The city had truly become the center of the world. Section 5. Independence and Economic Rise, the Heartbeat of Modern Morocco. Following the war, a new wind was blowing through the streets. The transition toward Moroccan independence was fierce, and the resistance didn't just come from politicians. It bubbled up directly from the grassroots in the city's expanding working-class neighborhoods. Listen to this powerful reflection from a resident regarding the Bensik neighborhood. Quote, "The carry-on or slums accommodated the anonymous authors of a good part of the anti-colonial episode of Casablanca. It is just incredibly moving. While history often focuses on kings and generals, it was the ordinary heroes, the everyday mortals living in the densely packed slums of Casablanca, who anonymously and bravely fought for national independence. They were for sure the true engine of Morocco's liberation. And that fiercely independent spirit fueled an absolutely unprecedented explosion of growth. Today, the sheer scale of modern Casablanca is staggering. It houses over 3 million people. To put that into perspective, it has evolved from that devastated pirate camp into the absolute chief port and the undisputed economic capital of the nation. It's a massive, diverse microcosm where different ethnic groups, cultural backgrounds, and traditions coexist side by side, hosting all the major national banks and multinational companies. Section 6. The Great Hassan II Mosque, a monument on the water. To crown this incredible economic and cultural rise, the city built a true architectural climax, completed in 1993. This is the Hassan II Mosque. The staggering height of the minaret reaches 689 feet into the sky. It actually holds the record as the world's tallest minaret. But it's not just tall, it's incredibly resilient, specifically engineered to withstand the earthquakes that occasionally rumble through the region. It is a stunning beacon of faith and modern engineering, visible for miles around. And this brilliantly illustrates how the building masterfully blends ancient, intricate Moorish influence, reminiscent of the legendary Alhambra, with cutting-edge modern technology. We're talking electric doors, a sliding roof, and even heated floors. Designed by French architect Michel Pinceau and built by the Bouygues Group, it was constructed on reclaimed land directly over the Atlantic Ocean. This incredible feat of engineering created enough space to accommodate a staggering 105,000 worshippers in total between the interior and the vast courtyard. The interior experience is profoundly sensory. Just imagine the breathtaking Moorish architecture surrounding you. Now picture a section of the mosque floor made entirely of glass. Up to 25,000 worshippers can kneel inside this spectacular hall, suspended directly over the rolling, crashing waves of the Atlantic Ocean below them. It is a deeply spiritual experience, beautifully amplified by the raw power of nature. And there's a beautiful, deeply profound reason for this specific architectural choice. Reclaiming the land from the tumultuous Atlantic to build this magnificent structure right over the sea was directly inspired by a verse from the Quran that states, "The throne of God was built on the water." It's such a poetic and monumental feat of devotion and engineering completely intertwined.
So we've journeyed from an obscure ancient Berber settlement hidden in the flat plains through total fiery destruction, brilliant rebirth, colonial engineering, and ultimately into the vibrant, modern economic titan that stands today. Casablanca's history is one of unmatched resilience and constant transformation, which leaves us with one final exciting thought. Given its incredible past, what will the next chapter of Casablanca